Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Alan here, and we got something simple today. The 454 1-ton is back. 3500 there. Oh man, this thing gets hammered on too, this poor truck. But it's just here for a tune-up today, some spark plugs and an oil change. So I thought I'd bring you along with me. Let's get on it. And the part numbers we're using today are going to be AC Delco, of course, and these are going to be the same plugs for the 454s and the 350s. CR43TS is the AC Delco number. And of course, AutoZone. There's the air filter for STP anyways. This stuff is a work truck, and it is a workhorse. This is something that needs to be done so regularly, the air filter, that there's no point in spending money on anything more expensive, honestly. It gets the job done. You change the oil at the same time, keep the oil clean, you'll be just fine. Make sure it's the right size. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. I put this filter in myself. It was an STP as well. Did you guys see all that just came out of there? And you're going to want 7 quarts of, or almost, it says 6.9 according to AutoZone. But this is a 5-quart jug, and then I got 2 more on the way, and then a filter I'll show you here in a sec. You could even get a tool like this. It's got these flutes. You just want to make sure it's got the same as the oil filter. Your ratchet and an extension in this case. And you can use this tool to get up under there and take that filter off. What I would do is, whether you have this filter or any filter, you go in there and ask them to find your filter, and then you'll take your filter out of the box and walk around to where they have these guys on the shelf and just see which one best fits your filter. Okay, so the oil filter's off, it's draining, and it definitely smells a little fuely, a lot fuely, and it's definitely thin, so it's a good thing we're changing it. Grab yourself a 9/16 for this drain plug. Yeah, see? I like it when I'm the last guy to work on this. Oil filter came off without a tool. This thing wasn't so tight that it took a breaker bar to get off. The only thing is, this oil is hot as the sun. Shooting out of there. Alright, got the 8 spark plug. The STP number is a 5. It's probably a 5 on frame as well, I believe. And I got my 2 quarts. 7 quarts of 1030. Okay, so we're just going to do plugs today. I'm going to check for corrosion, make sure they look clean. But other than that, these wires should be good. I replaced them, I don't know, last time the truck was here. And you don't need a plug socket for this, just a normal 5/8, since these aren't, down in a well or anywhere. I'm gonna break that loose and knock you guys all around in the process. But yeah, I'm gonna do this one at a time, so then I don't have to spend time making sure I've got the firing order correct. See, it's firing lean still, just like it was before, and yet the oil smells fuely. Pretty white. I mean, not super white, but not as clean and brown as I like to see. There's a lot of, I think it's burning oil. There's some chunks on there. The gap is supposed to be 3.5 on that. Oh, that was almost a tell. Let me check here on the paper. He's actually still got his thing. Yeah, emissions label says 035 for an automatic and for a manual. It's interesting. Right now these are at like over 40, so make sure you set yours to 3.5. I'm going to do the same. And then this happens. That's a problem. That might have been why this thing was running rough. So it looks like we will be doing, we might as well do all the wires. Since they're lifetime warranty, we're just gonna swap them out. Pop these guys out if you still actually have them intact in your truck. Yep. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of these plugs while I'm waiting on wires to show up. This is the last one I gotta do on this side. And none of the other three looked as bad as that first one. In fact, they look better and better as you go more towards the rear. What the hell? That's been blown by. That's... must be exhaust blowing onto that guy. Got an exhaust leak. Okay, well, I gotta take a break. I got one side of the plugs in. And leaning over this tall truck has made me realize that my toe is not as recovered as I hoped it was. It's hurting a lot right now. Found myself, leaning on it. You're on your toes, leaning over, digging your toes into the ground, trying to keep yourself from slipping out and falling into the engine bay. Still waiting on the wires. I got a hold of him, but he's picking them up. So. In the meantime, I'm going to fill this up, let the elements soak, and because it goes straight up and down, I can fill this thing to the brim. Thank you, super clean. And that about does it for the oil. Okay, well, I made a mistake, or we didn't have a choice, but I had to take off all the wires to send them back to the store because they came back with the wrong ones the first time. Then I had to go somewhere else to get the right ones. But basically, what you're going to want to do is lay your brand new wires out like this, longest to shortest, and then you would grab any old wire one at a time. You'd take it over here, you'd line it up to see which one it most closest matched, and then you put that in its place. But for me, I got to do it from scratch, and the firing order is actually printed on this manifold. It's 1843657 and 1 is going to be this post here. That's just off to the right of center. This will be your number 1 post because it's in the rotor inside. When it's top dead center, would be pointing at number 1, which also lines up to cylinder 1. Oh, sounds way better. God, this poor thing is beat, dude. So you should have seen what happened when I turned it off just now. Oh, yeah, well, it's way too loose. He needs a new clutch fan clutch. Okay, so now we're just going to use the 10 mil to put these back together. And there's alignment tabs right here. If you still have them, make sure those are lined up first before you tighten anything down. And as far as those bolts go for the fan blades and for the clutch, those could both either be a 1/2 inch or a 13. Just depending on where the truck has been. But let's see here. There we go. Nice and still. Hopefully we should get some better cooling out of this guy. Well, thanks for sticking in there for this quick little how-to. I appreciate it very much. If you're still here this long, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like it if you like the how-tos or this particular video, or you got something to say, go ahead and leave a comment. And stay tuned for the next videos. I've got, I think, the security system on for the catalytic converter on the Toyota Prius to do. I got sitting out here. So I think that might be next, or the Dodge is running. Oh, I love it. I love it. The Dodge is running, so maybe I'll do something else to it. Got some good news and some bad news with the Dodge. Don't worry, it's running fine. It's running fine. Nothing to do with the engine and the way it's running. It's all good there. But stay tuned for the next videos to find out what's going on with everything. Have a good one, guys. See you later.